today I wanted to do my card show recap and do my Hall of Fame 2026 YouTube ballot, and we'll get to that very quickly. I didn't film as much footage at the show as I wanted to, but I had this list here and I was hoping to do that at the show, but it was not doable due to the seating restrictions. So for the current YouTubers, I say current, but the people that fit the bill for the current, I wanted to shout out these particular channels, and you can check them out if you don't know them. That's what we're doing this for. And we've got Chris Cards, who's been around for 6 years, Hungry Man 97, who's been around 7 years. We got Ethan Sports Cards, Kite's Curiosities, Zach's Sports Card Collections, Zach's Collections, and Hitman 23 for the new ones. For the vintage section of the, or I would say the veterans in the YouTube card community, we got Caleb's Cards, Cards Infinity Chris, TTM Autograph, that's Troy, Greg Thomas 82, Fidon 52, and I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's my YouTube Hall of Fame ballot. I'll try to put images or links to everybody. We'll see if we can get that done. So, the show was pretty crazy. I say crazy, but I got there a little early, shot a little footage, and then I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to because my iPhone may not necessarily get it onto the video format. I noticed there was a dime box, but I was really good and didn't dive into the dime box before my friends got there. So Hungry Man 97 and Chris Cards, aforementioned, are both there. Chris Cards, if you didn't know, he's a TGM legend, and Gary, Hungry Man 97, has multiple channels, but he's most known for his Error Cards channel, which you may have stumbled upon a few times. And then I also met up with my other friend Chris and his son Zachary, and they were going crazy at the 10 for $1 once we could get to it, because they were looking for Dodgers and got a bunch of stuff there. Chris and I, the other Chris Cards, we got a lot of cards there, but I think I ended up missing a few football cards. I got some of these Alabama's Finest. I know I got about 5 of them, and I can only find 2. Cloud PC, Chris, Cloud PC. So anyway, lots of jokes were made. Time was short, was there the entire time. We left at 4 o'clock and talked for another 20 minutes after the show or something crazy. You know, my feet were freezing, so I had to leave, and I was also massively hungry. Neither of us, eat properly. We just don't eat the whole day. You know what I mean? We just do cards, we just don't eat the whole day, and that's how it works. But I did wear comfortable shoes, but at the end of the day, the shoes were not comfortable. So, several things happened. Got hanger packs of this year's Topps, and we broke them, and I believe that was Chris that gave us those, and he got the best pack. But I'm not going to show this right now because I don't have a crazy ton of time, but that's what it was. So very fun to have opened that, and one of those guys might show it on their channel. I think Chris might, if he gets around to it. I bought actually a couple of Pokemon cards, and I'll explain everything that I purchased here and what I got here, aside from the aforementioned missing cards there. I just don't know what's that. But again, that dollar section was small, but man, it just provided stuff that we all wanted. And it's going to be there next time, but unfortunately next time we just don't know if it's going to be more of the same box or just added to it. But we wiped out quite a bit of stuff there, and we'll start off with Ed Weskergriff's favorite part of the section, and we're going to start off with WNBA very quickly here. These were all dime a piece, Ed, so if you eat your heart out here. I don't know what I grabbed. I just took the whole stack of Prism and spent $5 on that and some other cards there, and I think I gave Chris cards some of my, I don't know what happened. He said, oh, that'll be $3 for this stack and this stack, and I just gave him 3 and bought Chris's cards, I think is what happened. But we were having trouble finding names, just for young people and old people couldn't, we don't need to go through all of these, but there's Dorka, there's Nafisa, Collier, Kia Nurse. If you see any names here, Tara McCowan, and again, a lot of these WNBA cards can be $1 a piece in people's boxes. Caitlin Clark, there was one that was $4. I just didn't buy it. Probably should have. Nika Mule, it looks like German, with the umlauts there. Julie Van Loo, again, these are commons and stuff here, but Alexi Hull there, I know Ed would probably like that one. But again, it's just stuff here, and just fuel to build a future set, maybe. We shall see what I want to do with this here. So I was just very happy to get bulk cards there. It looks like pretty much every card is different. Get through it here as fast as we can. Oh my gosh, this stuff got mixed up. Like I said, no wonder some cards got missing, because it was just like, just chaos. And some of the rooms were just packed like the National. Started to smell in there, started to get hot in there. Here's another one. Here's Skylar Diggins. I've heard that name before. We've got, oh great, Sidney Colson. Come on, man, what am I doing here? Rookie moves here. Monique Billings, Jewel Lloyd, Kalani Brown, Kate Martin, Kate Martin, Aja Wilson, Brittany Griner. There's Brittany Griner, interesting. That's my first Griner card there. And Diamond Miller, J.C. Sheldon, and Ariel Atkins. And this card here is just called No Bath. So that's kind of dirty. I mean, funny, haha. So there was that one there. So I got those. And we'll go through some of the better pickups here, or the more costlier pickups here. We found a bunch of these in the trash, so we took them. Figured we could use them for spacers for cards or get them autographed. I have no idea, but yeah, that was funny. Got one Pokemon card here. I'll try to find the other one. Again, I think I have everything here, but you never know when you're doing a card show recap. There's a Sharon's Care, so that one there. I just thought it was cool because she's got a Pokemon, sticker on her laptop or binder or whatever. I have no idea there, but that's probably about $5 or $6 on eBay. And the reason for that is a lot of Pokemon vendors are going to this $5 or $6 shipping so they can get tracking on it, because people are stealing Pokemon left and right. I didn't get my $2 Pokemon card that was delivered to me. Then we have Dylan Cruz, and the reason why I got Dylan Cruz is because Gary threw our hat in the ring, and we all did these dollar spin the wheel things, and I got a Dylan Cruz out of it. So that's that one there. Now, I think I have, okay, here, the other Pokemon cards is Grimsley's Move, and I think this sells a little bit more. It's about a $4 card on eBay currently, I think, and then again, plus, so, I might be spending $8 or $10. That's worth one of these Pokemon trainer cards here. Now, this one I picked up was before the show. I know it's a no-no to get cards before your friends walk in the door, but I just was taking a quick look in the entryway, and Tobias Strobel, S-T-R-O-B-L, so interesting spelling of certain names there, Tobias. And it is numbered out of, I didn't know it when I bought that, this is numbered to 199, so 47 out of 199. And so that'll go in my soccer PC there. That's kind of cool to have that one. And a nice young lady that had everything beautifully labeled. In fact, I got this Angels team card from 24 or whatever, and Shohei Ohtani's on the card in the background here. I wanted to say that this is Ohtani's somewhere in here, and my friend thought it was so funny that he said, "Oh, I thought you thought that was Shohei." Ho, ho, ho. But again, it's Shohei adjacent card, and it's numbered to $9.99, and I didn't have that card, and I am guessing it's probably like a $10 card on eBay, because Shohei is on that card there, and it's a numbered card. So that was $2 for that one there. Then I'll get into the other, and I'll just show you the dime cards here. And I swear I had more dimes, but that's a pretty good stack of dimes right there. That's a pretty good stack of WNBA dimes. And these are the non-WNBA dimes. Again, I thought I had more, and who knows. Again, we were finding cards that we thought we grabbed, but they were back in the box, so it was just pandemonium. And I said, "Thanks for putting out new cards." And he said, "What are you talking about? I didn't put out new cards." I said, "But I'm finding cards I didn't see the first time." It's like, "Oh, well, I didn't put any new cards, so maybe you missed something." It's like, I don't know. So that really happened. Dave Casper, that's a really neat card there. And I won't go through these very, very quickly. I can't do a COMC recap because then photographing every one of those cards would just be mammothly crazy. This is some sort of fall classic. I don't know what it is, but it's a Dave Winfield with like the Yankees, scrim or whatever you call that in the background. So that's really neat, Dave Winfield. I'm sorry for the background, but that's just the picture I had for a different video here. We got Profiles by Ken Griffey Jr., so it's a Ken Griffey Jr. card, I guess. But this is Pete Crow Armstrong. We have Hunter Henry that's just spiking the football, so I thought that was neat. We got Zach, oh my gosh. Oh, people are going to crush me in the comments. Zach Mettenberger for LSU, again, goes in my quarterback binder, so I thought that was nice. Skip those. Those are quarter cards from a different table. I found an Alomar rookie card for a dime. We got Brandon Marsh and Bryce Harper, only because, I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. Got a couple of Mattinglys there, so I wasn't sure I had those, but I didn't care. 10 cents a piece, take them all day long. Dustin May for the Dodgers. We found Sean Mannion. I think Chris got one of those as well, too. We found a bunch of Tony La Russa, so that'd be good to send off, you know, whenever. I don't know when he figured that one out here. And here is a Carlton Fisk card with the backside of somebody, if we could figure out who that is. That could be, you know, 51, 31, 71, 21, 24, I don't know. But we could figure out who that is, and then maybe I can get him to autograph it. And then we have a J.C. Sheldon just mixed in there. There was a bunch more of these, but I don't really care for this Don Russ set, so just left them. Then we have Todd Worrell's rookie card. I don't think that I have that in my set build. Jose Canseco, 90. Pedro Guerrero, my other friend was jealous, other Chris. We have Bill Mazeroski, William Stanley Mazeroski on the Ted Williams card there. It's okay. We'll see. Carlton Fisk there, I don't know. It was just a nice Stadium Club card, kind of doofy, but whatever. We've got Kyle Stowers because I mistakenly stuck that in my my pile. Again, it's just crazy when you just don't have access to dime cards very often. Here is Pat Summitt Plaza, though that is really neat. Did Pat Summitt pass away? I'm not sure. He was the basketball coach, I want to say. But I just thought that would be neat to have maybe somebody autograph that if I can. I don't know. That's neat. I like these college sets. I just think they're super cool. Unfortunately, this David Robinson is a little more beat than I thought it was. But again, I got a NBA hoops, stay in school, celebrate, say no to drugs, leave alcohol out. David Robinson, card number 327. So that was a dime. Another Carlton Fisk card with Cecil Fielder on there, so that'd be a great one to get autographed by Cecil for $5 or so, or whatever it is. Maybe it was 10, I don't know. There's Lefty O'Doul, because we were looking for Righty O'Doul, I don't know. Or we were looking for, I don't know. And there's another one that goes in this pile, this one, this pile, this pile. Then we have Luis Robert. I don't know, it's a matte finish card there, it's a traded set or something like that. T92 14, so whatever that is. Maybe that's the 92 Topps design, I don't know. It's just, again, for a dime. We have AJ Puke, because that's what Caesar calls him. So there's that one, the rookie favorites. We have Mariners Kyle Lewis, rookie card there. I guess he's not as good as he once was, I don't know. We have a Roger Craig, and none of us had really prepared. I did have a bag so to put my stuff in, but none of us had really anything to carry stuff in, so that's just rookie mistakes. Gary had to leave early, maybe because he didn't have comfortable shoes. I have no idea, but I think he had to go to the airport and pick up some family. Jonathan Mindo, because there's a kind of a looking storm card there. I don't know. Mindos. And then we got Jose Canseco. I thought these were the UK minis, which are kind of hard to find. Sorry, I just zoomed in. I just wanted to see if I thought that they were, I could swear it says printed in the UK down here, but I could be wrong. But I grabbed the Canseco one. I think each one of us, Gary didn't get any of these cards. I think he has, I don't know what he, I don't remember exactly what he bought. And I thought I had two of these. I thought I had two of those, but I don't know. I got a Jim Palmer there, so I got one of them, so I thought that was neat. We saw multiples. Then I got a couple of Ben McDonald's, because why not? Back in the day were $3, now they're like 3 cents. 3 cents! And I got a Willie McCovey 85, which I didn't have. Alex Rodriguez. Jim Harbaugh, Domino's Pizza card. There was a bunch of those Domino's Pizza cards. Found a Mike Trout in the value box, so that's cool. Always grab the Mike Trout because you never know. He might get unhurt one of these days. And we have Mike Vrabel. So I think that was fun to find that one there. That was one of the earlier ones I think I found. Then we want to get into some vintage football. I was I was leaving a comment on Geez Mikey's video, and Geez Mikey found all kinds of cool vintage, and he passed up on stuff that he didn't think was a good deal. But if it was here, I would be a good deal to me. There was no good deals on vintage unless you were 70s era football. So let's just get to it here. We have Golden Richards. That's from King of the Hill. Unfortunately, there's a big crease in Golden Richards from 76. That's probably why I didn't pick it up last time. And the helmet logo has been moved out the Cowboys there. And then we have Terry Hanratty. I think he might still sign. He was the quarterback at Notre Dame. I had a nice Sports Illustrated picture of him, but it was faded. It was roached. So I just got rid of that. I don't know what I did with it. I took it out of the holder. Then I got this nice little 4-panel card, but I don't know who any of these people are. Rex Carlson, I think, or I can't read that from here. And Larry Garber, Pete, I don't know, Pete something or other, and W.K. Hicks. It's just very, very tiny. And it's, of course, a blank back there. There's some damage on the corner there, but that was a quarter to get that one there. Then we have Jarrell Wilson, because he just looks like a 50s or 60s era football player in 1975. And then I got this here because of some weird scratch game card thing. Field goal tries, and then there is that from like 75 or 76 football, don't really know. And then last but not least, Mike Garrett. So there is all that stuff. Now the card, I made a blunder, but I made a blunder in my favor. Because I said, oh, I don't want that card for 20 bucks. And then the seller said, well, I'll do it for 15. And I said, okay. So I haven't looked this up here. And my friend Zachary, he got one of these, shoot, I don't know. I'll let these guys tell the stories on there, because I don't want to, ruin some of the great stories that they had, winning prizes and stuff like that. Zachary got a grab bag that had a card numbered 25 that looks like it does 10 bucks on eBay, and somebody wanted $30 on it on eBay, but he just dumped the rest of the cards, gave them to Gary. But yeah, on this card here, I'm going to take this out of the holder. This is also numbered, which I didn't think about, because, Panini type stuff, Leaf, garbage, or whatever, is all serial numbered, stuck in the holder. Unfortunately, they did a good job of putting a sticker on there, because it doesn't look like a sticker. And this is numbered 7 of 12. So I'll just show you the 7 of 12 right there, 7 of 12. If it was 7 of 9, that'd be even cooler. But this is old Jeremy Miller. He's a weenie! No, if you know Growing Pains, that's Ben from Growing Pains. And there's a scene where he stole the microphone that made some guy sound like the old and powerful, great and powerful Oz. And then he just blurted that in the microphone. He's a weenie! I'm going to see if I can find that clip there and try to give that to you. But this fun time was had by all. That was 15 bucks. I said, you know what? I'm just going to get that, because I can avoid the eBay and get a Jeremy Miller autograph. That's pretty neat. These Pop Century cards make some of these celebrities that you could never get before relatively affordable, and I think that's really neat. And of course, the same picture is on the back. So if you didn't know, that's Mike's younger brother in Growing Pains. I kind of have a Growing Pains PC, so that's pretty awesome. And I don't know where I'm going to put that. If I'm going to put that in my Celebrity Certified Autographs binder, I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Great time was had by all, except for the cards that I feel like I'm missing. Maybe I just didn't purchase them. They got in somebody else's stack. Maybe I just left them on the table. Again, it is so easy to... Now, I will say that there was not much seating. And also, I'm going to say is that I'm watching people doing what was formerly known as the Burbank Sports Card Show. Man, they were allowed alcohol in that building, and I saw alcohol sitting on tables next to cards that were probably worth more than my entire collection. I don't know, but I mean, if I was buying cards under the influence of whatever it was, I would be like wasting money. I would be leaving stuff on tables. I would accidentally walk off with stuff. I just know something bad, only bad can happen from that. So I don't know. I don't know how that's possible in this day and age to do that, but those guys had fun. But you see, I had probably even more fun just for the experiences and finding just, stuff that people didn't think was a valuable, good deal or card. I just had fun and got some PC hits, I guess, and got a couple of Pokemon cards. I just said, these things are expensive on eBay anymore because people don't want to get them stolen, so they have to have tracking for their cards, and that's why it's $5 for shipping for a $1 to $2 card. So I was happy to take those, happy to meet up with people, Zach and Chris and Gary and the show organizer and numerous other people we've seen before, and thank you for watching.
Ooh.